Hello, everyone, and welcome to Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host, Sam, and you're watching Daily Immigration Dose. And today we come live at 5 p.m. EDT. So, thank you so much once again, everyone, for joining. And I'm so happy to have you all here. As today, our topic is again very timely and very interesting and very important. That is about H-1B lottery results are out. What's next for you? So I'm sure most of our viewers are anxiously, keep on refreshing their screens on every 5 minutes and eagerly waiting for what the results out would be. And really anxious, really concerned. But don't worry, friends. In this video, we are really going to help you to understand that how can you check your status and also what are the other options if you are not selected and also what are the different statuses means. But before that, let me read out this very important disclaimer quickly. By watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not a professional advice. So use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend. It's just a casual exchange of ideas. All right, friends, after this very important disclaimer, let me also welcome my co-host, Napasa Pradhan. So, hi, Napasa, and I'm so happy to have you all again, to you again. So, hope you're doing great.
Thank you so much, Sam. And absolutely, it's great to be here. And I think I just want to wish all viewers out there celebrating Eid a very happy Eid. I hope everybody is having a good time with their loved ones. And I hope that this brings you good health, joy, and a lot of success. And also, thank you so much, each one of you, for joining us here, yes, on Daily Immigration Dose, on Immigration Talk Show. So, yes, I'm Napasa and I'm happy to be here for today's discussion. And it's going to be about H-1B lottery results are out, and seems like it's going to be, it has been rolling out slowly and slowly, trickling. And it's exciting because many people out there are getting selected and are, we'll see how it goes. Not all the results are out yet. It's still coming out. So don't lose hope. Just stay patient. I know how anxious you could be refreshing screens, like Sam just said. But I think, yes, everything is going to be good. So all the best. And thank you once again for tuning in. We are going to have the discussion on H-1B lottery results. But before that, we will just update you with a couple of news. So, Sam, why don't you go first?
All right, why not? Okay, so friends, here's a very important news from my end, and that is the update for international students in the US. So let's see what's happening. The US government is taking steps to ensure compliance with visa regulations, and some students have been affected. So if you are studying in the US or you know someone who is studying or planning to study in the US, then here are something that you need to know to stay informed and proactive. Firstly, about visa regulations and online activity. So this time, the US state government has reviewed and revoked certain student visas based on campus activities and online engagement. So friends, this time it's not only about the documents that you're providing to the department or the information that you are, sharing with the department, but it's also about the activities that you are performing in the campus and also how active you are in your, platforms, in your social media platforms. So this time the department is also keeping an eye on your campus performance and also on your social media activities so that they can have a proper check that how you are actually having your background and how is your activities going on. So these measures are aimed at ensuring that all students adhere to visa guidelines. Also, what you should know is firstly about online activity, including posts, likes, and shares being considered in visa reviews. So this time, friends, you have to be very particular about, what post are you sharing, what stories are you mentioning, and also what are you commenting, what are you, sharing. So these are the things that will be considered, and of course, it's very important this time to be little cautious about your social media platform because there's a system that called catch and revoke that helps to assesses digital activity based on compliance rules. So in case if you receive a visa update, then emails were sent to affected students under Section 221I of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Also, the CBP Home app streamlines the process for those needing to make travel arrangements. And for future visa applications will be assessed individually, ensuring fair evaluation. Also, talking about friends, government's perspective, what they are saying, then Senator Marco Rubio also noted that a US visa is a privilege and compliance with the law is essential. And that's what we have been hearing from quite a long time. The schools are being notified, and ICE is also ensuring a smooth transition for affected individuals. So, what does this mean for you, friends? Firstly, you have to stay informed about immigration policies and compliance guidance. Then, you have to be mindful of all the online activity that you are performing, and you have to ensure that it aligns with visa regulations. You can nothing post that goes against the visa regulation, as this can really create a big question to your status and can make you in trouble. Also, you have to be very cautious, and if you have any concern, then you can seek professional guidance, as this can be the best advice that we could give you right now. So this was the important update for the US international students, and I hope this news have been a little helpful for you guys. So please make sure to share this news with anyone who is planning or who is a student right now, as this update is really going to be helpful for you. So thank you so much everyone for this news, and Napasa, please go ahead with the other very important news update that our viewers should know.
Absolutely, Sam, and thank you so much for that very important news update. And my news update is also about the lottery process. Yes, the H-1B lottery selection process being completed. So this is for fiscal year 2026. And friends, yes, USCIS has completed the initial selection process for the fiscal year 2026 H-1B cap lottery. And, of course, USCIS has received enough registrations to meet both the regular H-1B cap and advanced degree, that is the master's cap. And if you registered properly, your USCIS online account will now display your selection status. So those selected can now proceed with filing their H-1B petitions, but it's really crucial to follow the right steps. So, what do you think happens next? Starting this coming month, April 1st, 2025, petitioners can begin filing cap subject H-1B petitions for selected beneficiaries. And the key requirements will include a copy of the selection notice, the correct filing location, or the online filing at the myuscis.gov, and a valid passport or travel document which was used during the registration, and strong documentation providing the beneficiary qualifies for H-1B approval. And the filing window will be open for at least 90 days. So make sure that everything is correct, before submitting. And there's also an important reminder that selection does not guarantee approval, because USCIS will thoroughly review all the documents and errors or missing details that could lead to RFEs, requests for evidence, or even denials. So working closely with an attorney or employer is the key, to ensure a smooth process. So, for those of you who were not selected in this round, I think we should just not lose hope for now, because there's always a chance of a second lottery round, right? Of the USCI, if the USCIS needs more petitions later, that is. And plus alternative visa options like O1, L1, cap exempt H1B, they might still be available. So that's not your last option. And I think, yes, that's the latest update, friends. And if you were selected, start preparing for your petition as soon as possible, all right? And if not, of course, look for other pathways, and stay tuned here on our channel, Immigration Talk Show, for more guidance on other visa pathways as well. So, yes, that was my news update. And stay with us, because we are definitely going to discuss more about the H-1B process, and the whole lottery being complete now. So thank you so much, SRK, for joining us with your question. I can already see. So we will take it up. Yes, we will take it up shortly. Please stay with us. So to start off with our, the topic of discussion for today, H-1B visa lottery results are out, and what should we really look for right now? And what's next for you? I think we should just be prepared because if you look at, I think to start off, we should just have a quick overview of how the H-1B process works, in short, so that we have an idea where we are at right now. So, as we all know, that the H-1B visa is a non-immigrant work visa that allows US employers to hire highly skilled foreign professionals in specialized fields such as IT, engineering, finance, healthcare, and even education. So each year, the US Citizenship and Immigration Services, that is USCIS, conducts a lottery based selection process. As we all know, it's H-1B lottery. And this determines which applicants will be eligible to apply for the limited number of H-1B visas available. So, of course, the first step is employer registration in the H-1B lottery, and mostly the timeline is early March. So, who does this? It's the employers who does it, not the applicants. And what happens in in this step is that U.S. employers who wish to sponsor foreign workers must register online with USCIS during the H-1B registration period. So, yes, employers submit the basic details about the candidate, and they include the name, passport number, and job details as well. And then, of course, you know that the fee has increased. It is $215 now, and it's a non refundable registration fee per candidate. So if you look at last year, 2024, it was just $10, and it's very, very high now. It's like a 50% increase. So you can only imagine. And the system limits duplicate entries by selecting individual beneficiaries, rather than multiple employer registrations for the same person, which was earlier possible and not anymore. So, after the registration process closes, USCIS randomly selects enough beneficiaries to meet the annual cap and notifies their employers. Now, the second step is the lottery selection and the status updates. What it is right now. That is late March, you can say, and early April. So, it should be done by soon, by today or tomorrow early. And what happens in this process is the USCIS, of course, reviews all properly submitted registrations and conducts a random lottery. And the H-1B cap limit is 85,000 visas per fiscal year, which includes 65,000 for regular applicants and 20,000 for US master's degree holders. So, yes, selected candidates will see their status change to selected in the US portal, and their employers will be notified, or are notified rather. And unselected applicants remain in submitted status until USCIS confirms the final round of selections. So, if additional H-1B spots become available, a second lottery round may be conducted. So I think we can still be hopeful. I mean, don't lose all your hearts for now. It's just the first round, and we don't know what's going to happen. There could be a lot of RFEs, there could be rejections. Let's see. And if selected, the employer can move to the next step, which is filing the H-1B petition, and this starts, say, from 1st of April to June 30th this year. And this is the timeline for this year. So what happens here is the employer is going to be very busy at this moment, not the employee. So the employer will prepare the files, and they will it's for the official H-1B petition, that is Form I-129 with USCIS. And the key documents required are, of course, a valid job offer letter from the US employer, a labor certification application, that is the LCA approval from the Department of Labor, that is DOL, and the beneficiaries' educational qualifications, that is degree, transcripts, etc. These are also required, and proof of the job qualifies as a specialty occupation. The job that you're going to be hired for also has to qualify as a specialty occupation. And of course, we will need passport and travel documents of the applicant. And the petition must be filed at the correct USCIS location or online, since online registrations are definitely on, and this can be done at my.uscis.gov. And USCIS will reviews and processes all these petitions, and if all the requirements are met, the H-1B visa is approved. And if there are missing documents or concerns, then USCIS may issue an RFE, which is request for evidence before making a decision. And then, of course, comes the next step, step four, which is USCIS review and approval. Processing time varies for everyone and for every year, I mean. And the timeline can usually be from 2 to 6 months, and if it is premium processing, then this can be expedited, of course. And what happens during this process is USCIS processes H-1B petitions in the order that they are received. And employers can opt for premium processing, which has an extra fee. The fee is $2,805 to get a decision within 15 calendar days. So 15 calendar days, friends, you have to keep that in mind. And the possible outcomes are, of course, approval. So USCIS issues Form I-797 approval notice, and the beneficiary can proceed with the visa stamping process. Or it'll be request for evidence, which is USCIS needs more documentation before making the final, decision. Otherwise, if not these two, then you may get a denial. So if the petition does not meet USCIS requirements, it gets rejected. And if approved, the applicant moves on to the visa stamping and travel phase. So, yes, now when you come to the fifth step, that is visa stamping and entry to the US after petition approval, this also can vary the timeline. I mean, after USCIS approval, usually from July to September. And what happens is if the beneficiary is outside the US, they must schedule an interview at a US embassy or consulate to get their visa stamped. And the required documents for visa stamping are passport with at least 6 months validity, then Form I-797 approval notice from USCIS, and DS-160 confirmation receipt, that is a visa application form, and job offer letter and supporting documents, and educational certificates. So, if the visa is approved, the applicant can travel to the US and begin work on or after the 1st of October 2025. And well, the applicant can enter the US and start working for the employee under H-1B status. Now, if you start working in the US, say from October 1st onwards, the timeline of H-1B work authorization will begin on October 1st. So, what happens is the H-1B holder starts working for their sponsoring employer, and the visa is initially granted for up to 3 years with an option to extend up to 6 years. And H-1B visa holders can transfer their visa to another employer as well. H-1B transfer process. And after working in the US for some time, an H-1B holder may apply for a green card as well, if their employer is willing to sponsor them, that is. And the employee legally works in the US under H-1B status. So those were the steps, you can say. And to just give a recap, H-1B process, the first step is employer registers for the lottery. The second step is USCIS conducts the lottery and notifies selected applicants. That is what is happening right now. And the next step after that is employer files the H-1B petition from April to June. And then comes this process where USCIS processes the petition and issues approval. And after that, visa stamping and entry to the US, and of course, after that is work begins in the US. So those were the steps. I know it was very long, but this is just to polish up because sometimes gets confusing. It's a lengthy process, could be confusing for many, especially first timers. So thank you so much for being so patient and listening. Sam, I need you, and we would need to discuss more on our topic. And to go forward,
Yeah.
maybe you could tell us, how to check whether you got selected in the H-1B lottery or not.
All right. So I think that was really needed, Napasa, because of course, there has been lots of confusion regarding the process itself. But our shows is not only just for the people who are applying, but also who just wants to know the knowledge or who just wants to know what the H-1B process is all about. For them also, we try to, simplify our information so that even they can understand in a better way. All right, so after the quick overview of the H-1B process work, let me also let our viewers know that how to check whether you got selected in the H-1B lottery or not. So firstly, friends, what you have to do, you have to follow the very first step, that is reach out to your employer. Because obviously your employer has applied for your H-1B petition and your employer is responsible for registering you in the lottery. So they will be notified by USCIS if your registration is selected or not. So in case if you still want to know that, what about your status, whether you got selected or not, or what is your status remaining, then you can directly reach out to your employer and you can ask the information from him or her because they are the one who registered you in the H-1B lottery. So automatically they'll get the notification from USCIS about your status. Second step, what you all can do, friends, is contact your legal representatives. So this is a quite optional thing because some of you, if have get in touch with the immigration attorneys during filing your registration, then you can also check and inform you. Then they can also check and inform you regarding your lottery system, whether you have been selected or not. So this is the first step. And the second step that is also very important, you can also go with USCIS online portal. So if you have access to your USCIS account, then you can check your H-1B lottery status directly online. You don't have to go and ask from your employer or to your attorney. You can directly log into your account, log into your USCIS account, and go and have a check on there. So what you have to do, you have to go to the USCIS portal, that is my.uscis.gov website. Then you have to log in with your account. You have your credentials and you can log in with that. Then you have to check your registration status under the H-1B registration selection section. So this is the section that you have to click on, and by clicking on this section, you will get your status. So now the main thing is that, what if you don't get selected in your process? Then most of our viewers, obviously, they lose hope. They don't know what are the alternative options are or what are the other, tips and tricks they can follow. But friends, stay tuned because in this session, we are also going to let our viewers know that what are the other options and what does the different statuses means. So stay tuned. And the best thing of today's session is, friends, you can also participate in this session by dialing the number 425-4366335 with the access code 988888. As these episodes, the Daily Immigration Dose, is for our viewers. And you can not only just write your perspective or write your thoughts on the comment section, but you can directly dial this number and have a chat, have a great conversation with us on the call itself. So I think, Napasa, I have shared with our viewers that how they can check whether they got selected or not in the H-1B lottery. So why don't you go ahead and let our viewers know about what does a different status means?
Sure, Sam, I could do that too. And of course, as we all know, if the status shows selected, that means that you have got selected in the lottery. And I think congratulations if you have been selected, if most of your statuses have changed to selected. And so I mean, not everyone who applied will see selected status also, right? So if some applicants see different case statuses, and it's important to understand, that what it means, of course. So if it doesn't show selected, it could show submitted. All right. So if your status still shows submitted, this means that your registration is still in the lottery pool. So USCIS may conduct, additional selection rounds if the initial batch of selected applicants does not submit enough petitions to meet the cap. That is. So we'll just have to be patient and not lose hope. If you see last year, there were more than one. I mean, selections, right? Selection rounds. So now, just in case it doesn't show selected or it doesn't even show submitted, but it shows not selected, that means if your status shows submitted, especially today is the last day, I think, 31st of March. So if your status remains submitted after April 1st, that means it indicates that you were not selected in this round. But like I said, USCIS could hold another lottery later in the year. So we'll just have to be a little more patient and not be, don't lose all your hope, okay? So USCIS determines that more petitions are needed and they may hold another lottery later in this year. So for applicants who were not selected, this may be disappointing, but alternative options do exist, including employer-sponsored green card programs or even cap-exempt H-1B visas. So those were a few points. I mean, these are the only three ways to, and the different statuses, in the USCIS portal. So Sam, that's that. And if Sam, you could also tell us, what are the options for non-selected applicants? It'll be great.
That's right. So I think, of course, we had a great session with different attorneys, right? What are the other options for the H-1B visa holders? And of course, friends, there are so many different visa options like O1, L1, isn't it? You can go there and you can opt for those visas because those visas also have a great opportunity. And what it is, how is it? I think you can go ahead and check out our channel, Immigration Talk Show, where we had a great session, a very detailing session with different attorneys, and you'll definitely understand, the importance and also the meaning of different visa categories. But with that, here I would also like to say that let's be a little positive and also talk about the options or the alternatives, those who are not, get selected this time. So it's really unfortunate and it's so disheartened for you guys, to again I would just say that be resilient because this is not the end of the time. Of course, there may something different happen. Maybe second lottery might happen, or maybe second chance you may get selected. But for that, at least you should know what are the other options and what are the alternatives. So there are alternative pathways like the best one is day one CPT, that is day one curricular practical training, or even employer sponsored green card programs. So I think consulting an immigration attorney can really help you explore the options suited to your situation right now. And if we talk about day one CPT, what it is, then it allows the students to enroll in the US universities to work immediately while studying. This means that during your first day, your first class, you can start working. And some employers may sponsor you for a green card if you are not selected in the lottery. And the best part is for so many years, for I think 7 to 8 years, you have a chance to stay in the US, you can work and you can study. And till the time, of course, 7 to 8 years is not that short. For that time, you can also apply for the green card, and you can have a life over there as what you have dreamt of. So stay hopeful and open to these alternatives because, of course, these alternatives are really going to be helpful. And I think, yeah, that's all from our end. And Napasa, I think without any further ado, I can see SRK is here
As
and
you're
he's
going to
saying
say,
that,
yeah.
yeah, could you please answer my question? I'm waiting since a while. So sorry, SRK, for keeping your wait. But okay, let's take his question quickly. Hello, ma'am. Just a quick question. Is an purely online master's degree from a US college or university considered for H-1B master's cap? Appreciate if you could provide some insights in this. So first of all, hi SRK, and thank you so much for putting your question into this our session, as this is really good. And for your answer, I mean, for your question, I would say that yes, if you have a master's degree from an accredited US university, then of course, for sure, you qualify for the H-1B master's cap. There's no doubt about it. And this means that you can get an extra chance in the lottery under the 20,000 visas that has been set aside for people with advanced degree from US schools. You just have to make sure that to qualify, the university must be accredited one and also recognized by the US Department of Education. And it must be a non-profit or a public university. So yeah, I think this is the answer to SRK. And SRK, in case if you have any follow-up question or if you would like to know more about the topic, then please go ahead and post them in the comment section, or you can also dial this number that is on the screen, 425-436-6335 with the access code 988888, and join us on a quick call, and we will have a lovely conversation over there. So, Napasa, why don't you go ahead and take up Rajendra's question?
Absolutely, I will. But SRK, so sorry that we kept you waited. But SRK sounds so Shah Rukh Khan. I mean, that is a very, very
Yeah,
your name is something that really comes out because it's so famous. And coming to Rajendra, thank you so much for participating. And hi on YouTube. Once logged in, your USCIS account will display one of the following statuses. That's right. I went through this, Rajendra, but thank you so much. I wish you could just call in and tell this to us yourself, but I'll read it anyway. Submitted. You haven't been selected for the current round. If the visa cap isn't reached, more lotteries may take place. That is very right. So keep checking your account for one. Selected, that is congratulations. You are qualified to file an H-1B cap petition. The filing period opens April 1st, 2025. That's very, very true. And thank you, Rajendra. I've already, gone through this in the session earlier. But yes, not selected. You could not be picked this year, but you can consider day one CPT, employer sponsored green cards, or reapplying in the next season. So, yes, definitely, Rajendra, that is very, very true. And thank you so much for participating in this conversation, in this discussion with us. I wish you could just join us on call, any one of you, SRK, Rajendra, anybody who's watching out there, you can join us on call to tell us more about the H-1B process, tell us about your status, or ask any question also, or just tell us about yourself. And the number is 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988888. So dial in, friends, and speak with us. SRK is back, by the way, asking something. Would you like to take that, Sam?
sure. So SRK is asking, can I pursue from India? So I don't think so that he can pursue from India. Am I right, Napasa, or
I
is it
I
something?
mean, what is the question? Can you pursue from India? I mean, H-1B is a lottery process and
No,
it
no,
is
no,
for
no,
foreign
not
professionals.
about the H-1B. He was asking regarding the online for the
Master's
master's cap,
degree.
H-1B master's cap. Yeah,
So the master's cap is specifically for foreign students who are doing their university studies.
graduation.
Yes, post graduation rather, in the US. So if you are doing your post grads, your higher education rather from a university in the US, that's when you are qualified for this cap only, this the 20,000 people, right, out of the 85,000.
Yeah.
So if you're from India, I mean, if you have done your masters in India, you will qualify for the rest of the 65,000, not this special 20,000.
All
All right,
right.
so Evans is here. Evans is asking, I hope that's clear, SRK, but thank you again. Evans is asking, is it possible for refusal of H-1B cap exempt petition? Refusal of H-1B cap exempt petition. Do you have an answer to that, Sam? I'm also confused what it's.
Yeah, Evans, I would say that, this is a question. I think it will be better if you could directly ask from our immigration attorney because we don't want to confuse you more about the topic because already I know you have been hearing a lot of different information about this topic. So it would be better if you could also ask from the immigration attorney. And the great thing is that we do have shows. We do have live shows with expert, immigration attorneys over there. So participate over there, or we can directly take up this question to our attorney. And in the next session that we are going to have tomorrow at 12 p.m. EDT, we are going to ask this question from our attorney. So stay tuned and make sure to watch tomorrow's session. And yeah, definitely you'll get the great answer of this question, and we won't let you unanswered. Definitely, we'll try to provide you the best answer for it. So stay tuned. Yeah.
All right, I think we have taken them up.
Hmm.
Cool. So coming back to our discussion, no, Sam, like H-1B lottery results are out. It's been very different and seems like, we had different thoughts. Maybe we thought that there would be lesser registration, but seems like they have had enough and they met all the numbers. So let's see what happens and who gets RFEs. I think now is the time for RFEs to roll in slowly also.
Yeah,
Um, so we will have to check that. Uh, I mean,
that's
yeah.
right.
So coming back, I think we got somebody else join us. Who's it? SRK
SRKs,
again.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a bit clear. If I'm staying in India and pursue purely online master's course, okay, that way, yes, of course. Then that is from a US college, right? Not from an, I mean, not from
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
Indian. So that still qualifies SRK. Will
That's
I be
right.
eligible for the master's gap? Yeah, that's much clearer. I mean, you just asked, can I pursue from India? So that confused me too. But I think it is clear, your question. And yeah, so it still qualifies because it is US college or university, but you just have to make sure that it is a legit one, it's not I mean, like it has to be accredited one rather, not a fake. It has to have it has to be recognized basically. So SRK, I hope that your institute, whichever US institute that you are pursuing your master's degree from, it's a legit one. It's yeah, accredited
Right.
one. So all
That's
the
right.
best, SRK. Then there you go. You qualify, and all the best if you have also, participated in the lottery.
That's right. And also, I think, Napasa, it's not only about the selection in the lottery because most of the viewers or
Yeah.
most of the applicants, when they get selected, they just become so happy in their celebration and having parties that they forgot that the other steps are even more trickier. But friends, in 2025, you have to be extra careful. In fact, even if you get your selection process done, then of course, a big congratulations. Have a great day at that time. I mean, celebrate as much as possible, but also make sure that you are not missing out any deadlines. You can't completely rely on your employer or on your attorneys because of course they are also human beings and someday or maybe sometimes they also forget the deadlines or sometimes they also can do a mistake. So always be responsible from your end that you have a proper deadlines you put up in the calendars, make sure to go with the, I would say, reminders on your phone and never ever miss out any deadlines. And also by like for Form I-129, as this is the next process after your H-1B lottery selection, then make sure that you are filing the H-1B I mean the Form I-129 in a very right way. All the job descriptions are there, the right name is there, no mistakes in spelling, no mistakes in anything regarding that can reject your form. So you have to be very careful. And it's not only that you got your name in the selection process and you are done. No, there's more to go. The other process is even more trickier. So make sure that you get in touch with the right attorney, get in touch with the right expert, so that this time at least you can have your dream come true and you can live in the US freely, happily, and passionately as how you always ever wanted to. So I think this was also very needed for our viewers, Nepasa. And anything else that you would like to add on to this conversation?
I think I would just say, since the fiscal year 2026 H-1B lottery results are still continuing to roll out, I think employers, applicants, we should all stay vigilant and super proactive, keep checking the USCIS account regularly. And it's also
Yeah,
important to be able to work closely with your employer and ensure that all documentation is in order, and it'll be very, very crucial for those who are selected. So I hope that you're all prepared and not to worry, especially for those who are not selected, that there are alternative visa options, of course, and potential second lottery rounds. So
mhm,
it's very early to say. I mean, just the end of the first round. I mean, not as yet also. So it's still coming out. We still got a couple. I mean, this rest of the day remaining. So let's see what happens. And yeah, I think H-1B is still a program that remains a key gateway, for top global talent in the US workforce. So we'll just have to look out how many come in this time, right? Especially with
that's right.
this administration and everything going on. But see, it hasn't affected what is. It's still 85,000 and 85,000 H-1B visas. So we'll see who gets selected in the 85,000. And
That's
SRK, by
right.
the way, says, okay, thanks. This is clear. Okay, I'm so glad it is SRK. And thank you so much for joining. I really wish you could join us on call. But we keep discussing many things about immigration here on Daily Immigration Dose on Immigration Talk Show. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't as yet, and hit that bell icon so that whenever we have these discussions, you're notified. And we have experts, attorneys join us, uh, so do check us out and keep watching us, because we are going to discuss a lot more about H-1B since the season is still on. So I would say watch out, because we have a lot of amazing sessions lined up, especially this week on H-1B. So yes, SRK, I would say you especially join in, okay?
That's right. And I think every day, friends, we are coming up with very new and very interesting topic on daily immigration doors. And that too, it's really exciting, to have these discussions with my co-host and also with you guys as well. But it will be even more interesting if you guys also join us on call and share your thoughts. What do you think about the topic? And, what is your current status or anything? Even if you're pursuing something or if you're looking out for something, then please let us know. We are here to help you out. We are here to, make your immigration process more easier, more simpler, as the policies in 2025 are becoming little challenging. But of course, we are here to simplify all these things and will provide you the best information ever. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. Until then, keep watching to our channels and to our shows. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'm Sam with my co-host Napasa, signing off for now. So goodbye, everyone, and happy Eid and take care.